Hello and welcome to the CFC Talk podcast as Amart sets up his camera once again. Amart, welcome back. Danny tonight, our guest, as Alex is unavailable to join us today. Spam in the comments, guys. Let's spam Alex's Twitter notifications and get him back on the podcast next week. But yeah, Danny's here to join us. UCL win. Amart, we didn't record yesterday because your voice was gone. Alex was busy. My voice was gone. I was on the live stream. Danny, I saw his video and he was over the top as well. What a win. Biggest game in Chelsea's history in the last decade, you would say.
Yeah, obviously, I started following Chelsea after they won the Champions League and after they won the Europa League as well. So, being a fan for so long, the best moments I would say in Chelsea's history came after I was a fan, or came before I was a fan. So then I was just waiting for those moments on when's the next time we're going to be in a Champions League final. And for so long, I was just that dream just didn't seem to happen. The closest we ever got was the 2013-2014 season when we played against Atletico Madrid. And that was the closest I ever felt to Chelsea can do something very spectacular this season. It's been a while since then, but we just reached the final, and it's just good vibes from here on out.
Amart, you said you've been supporting Chelsea, if I remember. I remember all the way back in August, you said you've been supporting them for almost 20 years now, or close to 17, 18. Yeah, so you've seen it all, and now it's repeating.
Yeah, I was here for the whole what's the name Russian mafia takeover. So yeah, I mean it's a nice feeling always going to the Champions League final. I think we've been there 3 times. We lost to Man United, and then we won against Bayern Munich. So I've experienced both feelings as a Chelsea fan. But I think this feels a little bit different because this it's not like the other ones per se, but with this you can see that we have full control throughout, especially when Tuchel came in, even with Lampard, because we were beaten with Lampard and then Tuchel came to continue. So it's a good performance. We beat Atletico Madrid, we beat Porto, and we beat Real Madrid. And the way we won against Real Madrid, with the 2 legs, we didn't allow them to play anything basically. Apart from Benzema's goal, he made it for himself. He created it for himself. That's a pure striker goal. He made it out of nothing. But apart from that, they didn't really threaten us that much, especially in this game. Mendy made some fantastic saves to get us in. Couture also did same. So I mean, they had the most possession, but we had most of the chances. And I feel like if we have any chance of beating Man City, those chances need to be put to bed. So yeah, it was a good game, good performance. Like you're saying, I lost my voice, but it is nothing compared to the 2012 season, because 2012 season I regained my voice 3 days later. So you could see how much I exerted my voice. It was a serious thing. But here with this one, I'm just at home shouting at the screen on my own. So it's not really a big deal. I just took some hot cocoa and this morning, and my voice is back. So.
I think yesterday I went on Twitter. I was after the live stream or during the live stream, and I don't think I've ever seen so many Chelsea fans in tears. And we haven't even won the Champions League yet. And I don't want to imagine and sit here or say I don't even want to imagine what's going to happen if we lose it. 2008, we don't want to relive that. Unluckily, I wasn't a fan back then, so I don't understand what it means to lose a Champions League final. But yeah, I think let's repeat 2012. But yeah, again, as you mentioned, Mendy yesterday, 2 incredible saves. That Benzema one in the first half. I think that's essentially we're going to talk about. I mean, Pulisic's assist, Mount's goal, Werner's goal, and Kante, the way he played. But Mendy is so underrated, and then not just yesterday, but overall throughout the season. 24 games under Tuchel, and we've kept 18 clean sheets. Of course, a few of them with Kepa in the one of the Premier League games and an FA Cup game. But again, it's an incredible feat. The defense, how we were under Lampard, and compared to how we are under Tuchel, it's just incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think Mendy.
yeah, can I
I
speak?
think. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to bring up a good point while we're talking about Mendy, because Mendy has like I think 8 out of the 11 matches he had in the Champions League. I think he has 8 clean sheets, and I think he like broke a record for like a goalkeeper
Yeah,
with an
he
English
broke
side,
Czech's
something
record.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it like last season, like our defensive issues, especially with the goalkeeper, like not to slate Kepa or anything, but Mendy is just like a caliber above. Like he is honestly like in the top tier of goalkeepers in the world at the moment. And up until like when did we get him again? It was like around like December or January, right?
Mendy?
Yeah, Mendy.
No, it was
No,
it was in the
summer
summer.
window.
It
Summer
was last
window.
summer window.
Wait, then why do we have Kepa playing against Liverpool?
Because I think we didn't sign him by the time. Because I remember the transfer window was ending about end of August, so we had a couple of games during the
Yeah.
summer window. So once we saw that performance, we were like, no, we're not going to have the rest of the season with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was extended because of COVID. So I think the
Yeah.
summer window was longer than usual.
Yeah. And yeah, just honestly, like I agree with that he's underrated because many people like even though we're giving him praise, like I feel like there's a lot of other football fans that just don't give him enough credit. Like that one shot Benzema had against Mendy. Like I honestly thought that was going in. I don't know about you guys because like it was just like very close. So I was like, oh yeah, that's going in. But I don't know how he did it, but Mendy just saved it. And again, when Benzema had like he basically had no one on him, he took a header and Mendy was just there to block it. So just very happy with his performance.
Yeah, I mean his performance was fantastic. Like he kept us in the game basically
Yeah.
because imagine we didn't take those chances that were coming to us. Like we would have suffered definitely. We would have paid for it dearly because if he didn't make those saves, and you could see that he was fuming. He was very very angry that like Benzema was allowed those spaces to take shots. But yeah, he pulled through for us. If for me, if it wasn't Kante's fantastic, excellent performance of the night, like next in line for man of the match was Mendy because he really really saved us. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, he's really really underrated. Like he's really turned things around. I think his confidence at the back, like he has used confidence at the back. He puts confidence in the defenders and he's able to organize that line very very well, screaming at the defenders and yesterday he was shouting a lot at Rudiger and Thiago Silva and communicating with them, and it was very nice. Like when you are watching as a fan, I remember when Kepa was there. Like I don't want to really talk bad about him because now he's getting better, but I remember when Kepa was our number one and the ball, like a defender passes the ball back to him, you're always worried. You're like, what is he going to do? Is he going to make a mistake? Is he going to? Is it going? So anytime there's a shot at taken at him, you're always worried because we don't know whether he would save it or not. But with Mendy, the confidence is increased. So we are more confident with Mendy whenever there are shots because to be honest, that bench shot didn't really it was a good shot, but to be honest, it didn't really phase me that much. I don't know what about you guys, but it took the shot, but I felt like Mendy would save it. So it was snapshot and Mendy saved it, and it was good to see. So
I thought
I think
the only
I just
reason,
rate him
sorry to interrupt there, but the only reason I thought that might not have been saved is because the defender was kind of covering Mendy's view and he was outside the box, so I was scared it might get deflected by one of the defenders or the view was blocked. But Mendy was, I think, if you, I don't know if you saw the photos that were circling on social media. The one behind the goal where Mendy is just on the left hand side diving is just incredible.
yeah.
And yeah, so at this point, I think this just kind of shows how Chelsea don't even need to look for another goalkeeper. We've got Mendy as choice 1 and Kepa as choice 3. If no one wants to buy Kepa, that is, we should be happy with that, honestly, right now.
Yeah, I think we should only be looking at another keeper if Kepa isn't happy as number 2. If Kepa wants to leave, then probably get somebody in to replace him. But I think with the way Tuchel is handling the team, everybody's happy. It feels like everybody's happy. Although like players like Tammy and stuff and would want to play more, and Pulisic would want to play more and start games more. But I think generally there's a lot of positive vibes in the team. So everybody's focused on getting the Champions League trophy. Everybody's focused on winning the FA Cup. So probably after that, then we'll see where we go from there. But for now, I think the way we are playing at the system of rotating the keepers and rotating the players, I think it's okay. It's good.
Yeah,
no,
you guys are talking about like how much you guys appreciate the new way we play and stuff like that, because the way we played, like even in like February when we lost 2-0 against Leicester, like I don't know about you guys, but I was just very disappointed after that performance. I even made like a reaction immediately, saying that, you know, Lampard should just be sacked just for that performance alone. And I think that was like his second to last game. I think he had one more FA Cup game against Barnsley, I think, and then he was out. But the transformation of the team, like from that point on, has just been like absolutely spectacular. And after my first reaction of it was the Wolves game, where that was Tuchel's first game managing Chelsea. I was just very happy with, like, I could already see a change because we were just playing so much quicker. We were starting to develop one-touch football, and it just like looked like a different team there on the pitch from like even a week ago. So I was just happy that the team was finally finding some form. And here we are now. We're in the Champions League final, and the way we play now is just so refined. Like there's barely any impurities, like what we saw early in the season. We just play to like just a better level. We play so quickly. People aren't afraid, because I thought this was like a common issue early on. People aren't afraid to take people on anymore. People are able to just grab the ball, and then they're able to, if they want to, they can just dribble people. Like we're literally dribbling against like Real Madrid, who have like so much talent, and we know their players are going to be very physical, but our players are just very physical now, and they're able to just keep the ball on their own. And they also are more physical, because that was something that many people were annoyed with, especially someone like Havertz, who lost the ball a lot earlier on in the season because he wasn't as physical as a lot of people claimed he was. But now he's just like able to just stand on his own, and he's not losing the ball anymore. So I thought that was pretty good.
No, I agree. I think the best way to look at it is playing under Lampard. I don't think anyone thought we would have been this far into the season, and especially the rough kind of period we had. And no disrespect to Lampard. I mean, last season was incredible under him. No way. I don't think a manager like anyone else would have been able to take academy players and get top four the way he did. It might have been on the last day, but it was still top four, and then that's what matters. That was the objective of that season, and this season the objective was to win something. We didn't know what it was, but if it comes in the form of a UCL title and a FA Cup, along with maybe a Community Shield down the line, as well as a Club World Cup, we'll take it. 4 trophies in a season where we sacked a manager and we had our star signings flop, or so-called flop. I don't think any Chelsea fan would complain. We know how much European trophy means, and winning another one is going to be just incredible. And talking in the area of midfield, Kai Havertz alongside, as well as one more player, N'Golo Kanté. Man, I feel like the guy can be everywhere at the same time. Amart.
Yes, I mean, Kante is Kante. Like you can't really say anything more about Kante, because Kante has always, I think, apart from injuries, I think it's the injuries that kept him out. And it was just upset to me when I was seeing Chelsea fans saying that they want to, if there's a good price, you should let Kante go and stuff like that. And I remember very well that they were the team that he was rumored to be going to was Real Madrid. So imagine we had lost him to Real Madrid. We wouldn't have got this excellent performance that we had, which would have been on the other side. So yeah, like him and Jorginho in the middle, like you guys know, like probably Danny, you don't know, but like I'm not really a big fan of Jorginho. I've not been a big fan of Jorginho, but like he has his resurgence, and Tuchel has been very good. He has been very, very good. He has been churning out good performances per game. So, and yesterday the way he played with in the first half, it wasn't his best. Because in the first half he made a couple of mistakes, but the second half was excellent. Him and Kante, the second half was excellent. And Kante's involvement in both goals was just something out of this world. Like a lot of people don't really praise Kante's attacking abilities, but yesterday he proved that he's good. He almost got a goal too. It wasn't for a good block from one of the defenders. So yesterday he was good. He started a 1-2 attack and then later on gave it to Havertz, and Havertz chipped the ball. I really wanted that. I really wanted that chip to go in because it would have looked really bad for Couture. And yeah, the second one too, he gave Pulisic the pass. He won the ball, gave Pulisic the early pass, and then Pulisic gave it to Mount and scored. So I mean, yes, Kante deserved it, and he has taken man of the match for both legs, like the first leg and second leg. That's just fantastic. That's amazing. I just hope he can play for us for more years.
The way I look at Kante is 5 years back, when before he won the title at Leicester, no one really knew his name. He was just another midfielder, and how he's kind of transformed into winning 2 Premier League titles, multiple FA Cup titles. Now he's got a chance to win another FA Cup and a UCL title. And on the point of Jorginho, the emotions that he had yesterday, being the vice captain or the captain for the rest of the time when Aspie was off, and the way he cried on the pitch, it was just incredible to see how much it means to these guys. You know, we always compare, the best comparison of this team would be 2012, but you always, and we mentioned this last time, Amart, didn't we, where we said that was a team that was made of legends. Lampard, Terry, Drogba, these guys were on the end of their careers. They had to win those. And now it's players like Aspie, Thiago Silva, maybe even Jorginho, who's probably at the end of his career at Chelsea at least. And it means so much to them. And to see the raw emotions that we saw yesterday on the pitch was just incredible from these guys. And a few months ago, when he made the comment about Frank Lampard, suddenly he was the most hated person at Chelsea, about how Frank Lampard was not experienced enough and he should have taken his time before coming at Chelsea. Which he wasn't saying anything wrong. He might have just worded it not properly. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't say at the right time.
Yeah, I think it was said at the right.
It wasn't to me. It wasn't his place to say it. Like I'll leave the pundits to say it. You as a player shouldn't really say something like that. It doesn't look well for you, especially when you're talking about somebody who is loved by almost every Chelsea fan. So
yeah,
I mean, what you were saying wasn't really wrong, but there were a couple of things about it that I had issues with. But I don't want to go back to that. But
would you say?
Said it.
But would you say he redeemed himself yesterday with the raw emotions and all that kind of thing, and the way he's been performing for Chelsea?
He redeemed himself by.
Wait, can you hear him?
No, I think.
Yeah, I think it's coming out on my end.
Yeah, I'll just give him a second, and he should be fine, and then we can repeat it.
He redeems.
Amart, you might want to. Could you repeat the point, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, what I was saying was that he would, as a player, the only way you can redeem yourself is by your performances. So yeah, and he has given good performances after that. And the same thing with Tuchel. When Tuchel came in, me for instance, because I was I was backing Lampard a lot during those times. So when Tuchel came, I didn't really have anything against him, but I wasn't connected emotionally. And I said here that I wasn't going to be connected emotionally because of what the board did to Lampard. They made us believe that they're going to build something around him, and they asked him. So I was feeling like maybe even if you Tuchel is doing well, and there's a small gap in bad performances, he can also be let go, and then this whole cluster of emotions will happen again. But he has proven us wrong. He has proven me wrong, especially.
That was my next question.
Yeah, he has. Because I didn't want him to fail. I never wanted Tuchel to fail, but I never thought I would love him the way I'm loving him now, because I really yesterday I saw a video with him coming, the one you posted on your Twitter handle, when he was coming out of the Stamford Bridge in the car and the fans were around, and he got down and he gave them a fist bump and all that. I mean, that is nice. That is nice to see. It reminds me of Klopp. It reminds me of Klopp a little bit, and that's the kind of manager we want. So yeah.
No, I
I'm
agree.
totally on board with him now.
I think it's pretty clear at Chelsea. The only system that works with managers is to use and replace kind of system, which is wrong. Which is of course wrong. We don't give managers a lot of time, and I guess we didn't. We none of us were really bothered by that because of the fact that every time we got a manager appointed, we didn't have an emotional connection to it, except maybe Mourinho. I would say when a second spell. Some people didn't want him to go, but the way he was performing, it had to be done kind of situation. And with Lampard, because there's an emotional connection, even seeing him fail, fans or not, I wouldn't say fail. Actually, fail is a bad word here, but I would say even him not being at his best, fans still backed him, and that's because of the emotional connection you kind of have. And as you said, Tuchel doesn't have that. That might be because we don't have fans in the stadium. We don't have chance for Tuchel. He might have this is his first season at Chelsea, not even his first full season. So, I think in the next few years, I would say he if he does perform really well, stays at Chelsea, then I'm looking at a manager who could be really loved by Chelsea fans. A UCL title, an FA Cup, and a Premier League in the next 3 seasons. I'd sign him on board, give him the job again. I'm also hearing that he might even get a contract extended already, even though he's still got 2 years on it.
Yeah, he has massively overperformed, like for the short time he has been at this club. And for some reason, like I don't know about you guys, because you guys are saying like you guys weren't exactly like happy with him being there, but I was just like, I always have like a different opinion with managers because it's like I don't usually like think about what they did like before. I just want to see what they do at the club. So I was just like, let Tuchel do what he has to do. Let him get himself adjusted to the team, and we'll see what happens from there. And I was impressed, like literally the day he debuted as our manager. I was so impressed with the type of football style that he was bringing into the club. And I said like immediately after the Wolves game, I was just like, give Tuchel some time, and then he might be able to fix the quote unquote like horrendous season that we were having at the time, because we weren't happy with where we were in the Premier League. The upcoming Atletico Madrid game at the time looked very dreary. Many people did not expect us to go through, get even like past them. But I just felt like the team just changed when he finally came in, and it was just like a different feeling. I felt so invigorated because we were playing so much better and we were playing so much faster, and all these little improvements that I was seeing game after game. And honestly, the fact that he's able to bring us to a Champions League final in like half a season, like that just shows like the levels of this guy. This guy literally could make this team like into one of the most dominant forces in Europe. Like how dominant Liverpool were for like 2 years in a row when they won the Champions League and then they won the Premier League. That could happen to us. And this manager has the potential to basically extend it for as long as he can, as long as he's at Chelsea. He's the type of guy who, if he's given what he's needed, then he could definitely make something work. And that's what's so special about him right now. It's still so early to really say anything and to really come up with any idea of how long he's actually going to be at the club. But it's just looking very good. It's just looking very positive right now.
No, I think going back to the point, sorry, Amart, but the fact that yeah, I was very happy with, I want to clear this out. I was very happy with Tuchel coming in. It's just that there wasn't an emotional connection, I guess. And then with Lampard leaving, and I guess it's because, and Amart feels this way as well, is the board kind of sold us a scenario where we thought Lampard was going to stay no matter what's going to happen. It was a bit of a Klopp situation where he's going to be given 2 or 3 seasons to work towards a Premier League title, a Champions League title. And I guess we were all sold, but the board wasn't. And it was where when he got sacked, we kind of realized, you know what, we were the ones who were sold on this, and we were the ones who were, I guess, innocent enough to believe that this was going to happen. This is Chelsea Football Club, and trophies come ahead of legends or managers who are not doing well, in my opinion. They do care about the fans. It's very obvious the fact that we kind of pulled out of the Super League. We were trying to have fans into the boardroom, board meetings, and all that stuff. And it's a start. It's better than what Man United have done. It's better than what Arsenal and other clubs have done. But at the same time, for Roman Abramovich, it's about winning trophies. He's very open with it. He's said it in public. He said it publicly as well. he wants trophies every season. It doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. And it's not just the men's team, the women's team as well. A bit of a light on that, Amart. They're in the finals as well. First club, I think this is Chelsea's the first club in history to have a women's and a men's team in a Champions League final.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic. Like, and imagine if we win it, we win both competitions. Like, like
I've got something to show you actually. Ready? 29th of May.
Keep it there. Yeah, keep it there.
I might have to get my own.
Similar. I mean, like it's like nobody can talk to us. Nobody can talk to us anymore. Like we'll be here, and everybody else will be here. That's it. Because I mean, the women have been fantastic. Like they've been dominating the English game, the English team for a long time. The only thing that they've been falling short at is the Champions League. And I think Emma Hayes put it clearly that this time she wants to do it. That's why Sam Kerr came in. That's why Pernille Harder came in. And it's surreal to see that players like Pernille Harder and Sam Kerr are playing for Chelsea, and they are doing very well. And and they got to the final. And Frank Kirby, Super Frank Kirby, is doing very, very well as well. So with them in the final and us also in the final, it's fantastic. If we both win it, nobody can talk to us. But on the Lampard issue is that, like, for me, in my opinion, I think
just before you go on the Lampard issue, I just want to highlight this for the fans who don't follow the women's football or just follow one of those teams. We kind of have a chance to make history where the women's team can win their Super League and the Champions League. We can win the FA Cup and the Champions League in the span of 2 weeks. I think the final is on the 15th and the 16th. Kind of the FA, the Champions League women's and then their last game is around the same time as our Champions League final. So within the span of 2 weeks, we could have 4 trophies across the women's and men's team. And Roman Abramovich has done an incredible job on both teams, all the way from the youth teams to every single team at Chelsea, and he's invested. You can see he wants to make this work. Sorry, Amart. Yeah, on the Frank Lampard issue.
No, I want to add to what you just said, because I listened to an interview with Brice Bach, the chairman of the board.
Is it the Forbes one?
Ago.
There was this Forbes one that just came out where he stated the same thing.
Yeah, I think he said something similar, but I think he went on the Chelsea official podcast. He was there, and I think he was talking about Roman's three points plan for the team, and I think he has been able to succeed because firstly he said he wanted to make the men's team win trophies. He wanted to make the men's team number one. He wanted to make the men's team competitive, very, very competitive. And then secondly, he wanted to build our youth team as well, so that the youth will be able to provide players for the men. It's not always that we'll go out to be buying players, and we can also get revenue from there. So the youth team, and then as well as the women's team as well, build the women's team. I think in England, no other team has built their women's team like how Chelsea has. Chelsea has really, really built the women's. I think I said the last time that they enjoy the similar facilities as the men. They enjoy everything like the men also enjoy. They also get similar state of the art equipment and everything, and it's just fantastic. And then thirdly was charity. He wanted to focus on charitable works, and I think over the years since he took over, he has been able to achieve all these three, and it's fantastic to see everything coming full circle. And when the women win the UCL Women's Champions League, that's it. Like he has been able to fulfill that plan that he wanted to do. So yeah, good on him.
Yeah, I think one of the best owners out there.
Yeah, I was about to say that he's the best. The best. No, he's not one of the best. He's the best football owner ever. He's not one of the best. I can't see anybody else who's doing what he's doing.
I think Danny and I our opinions would kind of be shadowed by yours because we've only seen the Roman Abramovich era. We're too young to know what the pre-Roman Abramovich era, and I guess you've kind of seen that as well, mostly. But 2003, 2004, 2005, yes, we did win the double, but it wasn't where, right before that we were really struggling. That's why we sold the club. So, yeah, the best owner, I think, in football. And that, anything else for the Real Madrid game? I can't remember if we've missed out on anything.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the Hazard issue.
Oh, that I think there's like, what are they doing? Real Madrid just need a reason. They're like, you know what? How can we blame someone? Let's blame someone. I'm sure you guys have seen the Spanish, the Real Madrid official channel or whatever it is, and I was laughing. I was laughing every time I saw that. Like the way they do it, as if he's committed a crime. He's laughing with his mates. He's laughing with Zuma, who's been his teammates for 5-6 years. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do. That they should be, the way I saw it is they should be focusing on the way they played rather than what Hazard did, because of course he was an injured player and he was risked for this match. So let alone agreeing to play when you're on an injury already with having 2 bad seasons, and and he still gets the blame. You know what? A lot of Chelsea fans asking to bring him back on loan. Just a simple one-word answer: yes or no, Danny.
Wait, can you say that again?
Bring Hazard back on loan.
Oh, we're gonna talk about this, right? Trying to bring Hazard back.
Just a simple yes and no with the line, so we can move on from this topic before we get roasted on social media.
If he wants to, bring him back.
Bring him back. Amart, bring him back.
I mean, yeah, Hazard is always welcome at Chelsea. He might not have the same responsibilities that he had first, or the same game time that he had, but he's always welcome at Chelsea, even if he needs to come one season and that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, DJ Drogba came back and
I was about to say,
won the Premier League again with them, and he didn't really participate in that season, but his presence alone was kind of motivation for the players. So yeah, I mean, he's always welcome.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We need a rotational winger. Ziyech's going to be busy next season anyways with AFCON. Pulisic is injury prone, so we might as well get a backup if we get someone like Hazard on loan, which is going to be perfect. Because yeah, I guess that's it for the Real Madrid game. 2-0 the scoreline at Stamford Bridge. 3-1 on aggregate, I think. Chelsea through to the Champions League final now against English rivals Manchester City, and we play on the 29th of March. March? I'm getting everything mixed up. May. Along with that, I need to tell you guys that we will be doing a live watch along for that one. We're going to try and arrange something special. Matthew's been working behind the scenes, so make sure to subscribe. Danny, I think, will be on there as well, on the live. And yeah, we can't wait to have you there. It'll probably be a longer one. It will hopefully be a happy one, and it will end with celebrations and sore throats and the inability to speak for 3 days. let's put it that way. But yeah, let's move on to Man City.
Yeah, like I was saying before, is obviously going to be like a warm up to the actual Champions League final. But
is it going to be? That's the one concern I have. A lot of sorry for the interruption there, but a lot of Chelsea fans have this misconception where they're thinking, if we win this game, we're winning the Champions League final. And the way I look at it is, if we win this, we're probably going to have to use a different tactic than we did from the semi-final in the FA Cup. And Pep Guardiola is not a manager who's going to sit around and be like, you know what, we're going to play the same way. That guy knows how to play with teams, and every single he's one of the best managers, if not the best out there right now. So, like, if we, I think losing or winning this game doesn't affect how we play in the Champions League, in my opinion. However important this game must be in a top 4 race. Because realistically, if we do lose the final, then we might be out of top 4 if we do end up losing the next 3 games against Arsenal, Man City, and Aston Villa. Then we're out of top, and Leicester, yeah. So we're out of the top 4. Where we're going to be if we lose the Champions League, then it could basically, the season right now it's at the climax, and it could either go boom higher or it just goes down all the way, and it turns out to be a fail.
Yeah, it could either go. It could go in 2 ways. It could either be like this game could be really helpful for us, and because we already beat Man City before in the FA Cup semi-final, so if we win them again, then the odds are looking pretty likely for us that we could go on and beat them a 3rd time. But if we do lose, like as you said before, like probably won't be too upset because Man City and Pep Guardiola himself is just a very good tactician. He already knows how Tuchel is going to play. Like that was like I'm pretty sure that was the first time he ever played against Tuchel in the Premier League. Not the Premier League, but just against him with Chelsea. So that was the first time he played him. And then yeah, so Pep Guardiola might have something up his sleeve for this game coming up. But we're just gonna see, but this is still an important game for the league. Like I still want us to finish in top 4 in case we don't win the Champions League. I just want to have like that insurance that we will have Champions League next season. But yeah, this is just going to be a very intense game. If we do beat Man City, then that's going to look very good on us, very good for us in the table. We still have Leicester, and is that the only top 4 team you have to play?
Oh yeah, so top 4. I think we've only.
No, I think we have to play Arsenal. We have to play Arsenal.
Top 4, not top.
Are they top 4?
They lost out of Europa League as well right now. Just got another.
Okay.
I don't think they've been top 4 for like the last like 6 years.
Yeah, they are not. They've not been. Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with Danny. It's definitely going to be a tough game. Probably not the toughest for them because since they have already won the league, they practically won it. But like to seal it, they have to win this game. If they win this game, the title is theirs. So they might not really take it as seriously as we will, because a slip from Leicester City and we are in 3rd place. So it will be more important for us. So I think we just need to go there and win it. We are playing at the Etihad, so we have to win it. I think that's it. That's it from here. Like we have to just go there and win it. I don't really care whether it's a warm up or not. I know. I think the media is trying to run it as a warm up or something to hype the Man City game, but I think it's going to be a normal game. I don't think both of them are going to bring out their best tactics in this game. They're going to reserve everything for the final game. But I think we're going to see a similar performance to the way we performed against them in the FA Cup semi-final. So we'll see something similar. We'll see something extraordinary. But I kind of trust Tuchel. So, and the way he has been able to organize our defense and stuff like that, we are able to stop these teams from performing or playing at their best. So I don't really see them. I think we'll win. They'll have to wait another week to be able to get a title.
Hopefully they do. I think even if just kind of thinking how the Premier League table is looking right now and the fixtures we've got, even if we walk out with a draw, I think Chelsea fans would be happy because technically we do play Leicester in the Premier League, so and they're only 2 points ahead of us. So even if we do win that game against Leicester, after we play Leicester, we're going to be back on top 3. So I think overall, even with the draw, most Chelsea fans will be happy. Pulisic needs to start, in my opinion. I'm going to go back to kind of discussing this, and this was, I left it out for the Man City game because it makes it more interesting kind of thing. But I'll just pull up exactly word to word what he said, just so I don't get that wrong. Okay, there it is. Hopefully you guys can still see me.
Yeah.
But yeah, his words, I'm just quoting them. So, and I want your guys' opinion on this. So yesterday he was asked whether he was frustrated by Thomas Tuchel's decision to not play him and not have him start. So his words were that he was very frustrated. Oh, the subtitles just disappeared. Yeah, so he was very frustrated by that. He feels that every time he wants to start, which he wants to do every game, he has to prove himself, and he did that. However, he still didn't get a start. God gives me strength to fight through these times, and I'll be sure to work harder to kind of start. Amart, your opinion on that? Christian Pulisic, who didn't play on the weekend, played really well against Real Madrid the last leg. We kind of, essentially, all three of us thought that he's going to start because he had a rest during the midweek, during the Premier League game, and we kind of thought he's got to start at the Real Madrid game.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to. I think he was supposed to start, but you can't really bench Havertz after that performance over the weekend. I think that's where the issue is, and he was rested definitely because he was supposed to start against Real Madrid. But Havertz had a very, very good performance over the weekend, so you can't really drop Havertz. Havertz needs to play. So I think it's been overblown. It's been misunderstood because I think ESPN are the ones that are trying to make it look like he's angry playing, not playing, and stuff like that. I don't think he's necessarily angry, but I think that every player wants to play, right? Every player wants to play. Every player wants to start. I think if you ask Ziyech this same question, he also tell you the same thing. But I feel like the Pulisic, we have to be very, very careful with him because one is injury prone, so we can't be using him all the time. So I think that is what the manager is also thinking about when we are playing him. And right now we have a lot of attacking options, so we can't use a fixed attacking option all the time. It means other players will also get frustrated. So I like the way we are handling the rotation. So a player comes in, the player goes out, player comes in, player goes out, and I like. I don't think he meant it in an angry way as ESPN and other people are taking it. But I think it's something that would work out eventually because we can't do anything. We can't be letting him start. I think he's definitely a starter. Pulisic is definitely a starter. He's a star. He's definitely a starter. But we also have Ziyech. We also have Havertz. We also have Werner. And we need. I think Tuchel has to make it in a way that everybody gets to play based on your performances. So Havertz did well over the weekend. Havertz gets a start. I think against City, Pulisic will start. I think against City, Pulisic and Ziyech with either Giroud or somebody else up top. But I feel like Pulisic will start against City. So we have more games and more opportunities. They will definitely get the start.
I mean, Danny, if you think of last season, remember Project Restart? Pulisic was madness. This is the last few games of the season. Are we going to see that Pulisic again? I feel like he's coming back. That assist with that assist to Mason Mount.
Yeah, definitely when he's on the pitch, he has so much to offer. And like you said, just last season, towards the tail end of the season, he was just performing so well. He was like basically featuring in all of the games, and he was like basically the star of the show. And even in like his final game of the season last season against Arsenal, like he was basically bossing it. And like we usually have, and this is like a common issue we have with Pulisic, is just that he gets injured too easily. So, but the thing is that I don't really see Tuchel leaving Pulisic out like as like any sort of dig at Pulisic. I think it's just purely rotational because that's just kind of the team we are right now. We don't really have like a specific starting 11. We try to focus and rotate players around like each and every game, and we're trying to see what works. But it's good to see that even when we're rotating the players, and even when we think, oh, this player, he's playing better than this player, they still our starting 11 still somehow like puts on a spectacular performance. So it's just good to see that just the team overall is just very good at the moment, and not just one specific player. Like I know we should be relying on Pulisic more because he is that player that can offer so much. But I'm just happy to see that even when we're rotating, the players are still performing up to the level that we expect them to.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think right now there's no setting stone. I mean, you still hear what an incredible season under Tuchel, and we still hear rumors about how we might switch into a back four. We might have 4 attacking players next season to kind of offer more goal scoring opportunities, and all of those kind of rumors. And you kind of think to yourself, and you see, hello, everything's working fine. Why are we changing something? And then you realize, you know what? Yeah, Tuchel's just moving with the flow right now. He's just continuing what he's got. He's going to have the summer to kind of spend a little bit, sell a few players, swap them out, and then he's going to sit around August time and kind of think, you know what, this is what I did at PSG. This worked, and I got many titles. This might work with this Chelsea team. Let's go with that. And of course, we don't know. We're not certain yet. We do think Thiago Silva's going to stay. I think Aspie's going to stay as well. Giroud might be leaving. Tammy might be leaving. Those are some situations that he's going to deal with before he can decide what formation, what kind of things he's going to look for next season. So this season, I think it's solely he's going to be rotating. I think Pep even said this on the semi-final after that win, and he said, I would like to say a word on those players who didn't feature the semi-finals. They're not bad, and then the reason they're sitting on the bench isn't because they're not good enough to be on the pitch, but they're just being rotated as because end of the season, every game's important. You want to have a balanced team every game. You can't just put out all of your men on one game and lose the next one. So I think, yes, Pulisic for me starts this game. I think the regulars have to come on as well. Mason Mount, of course. The guy can just, you can't just hate him. You just can't hate Mason Mount. Like, what are you going to do? You can
Mason
sit
Mount
here.
is just, he's one of those players that you can never drop. Like, people were saying he's Lampard's son, like those things were squashed. People were saying he's Southgate's son. Now people are saying he's Tuchel's son. He's not. Like, he's Chelsea's son. Like, let's take it like that.
I think the one tweet I saw the other day was it said Lampard's son and then a X next to it. Tuchel's son and X next to it. Southgate's son, X next to it, and it just said football son.
Football son. Yeah. I saw that too.
I think yeah. He's
you can't drop him. Like, I think the only time that will be acceptable by all fans to drop him is when you want to rest him for a bigger game or something. But the guy,
I feel like the guy doesn't even need a rest. You could play him 2 matches one after another, and you'd be like, you know what, I'm just gonna play it.
and I've been saying this from day one. Like, a lot of people didn't really give him the necessary benefits, the necessary praises that he deserved, because this guy was good. Like, if you watched him under Lampard at Derby County, he was fantastic, and he brought the same form right into Chelsea. Like, he never really dropped. I think the only time that he dropped in performance was when he was played out of position. I think even under Tuchel, whenever he's played out of position, that's when you see him having issues, because the guy wants to attack. He wants to be in front, and that is what he does. That's what he offers the team, and yet, like, he's always delivering for us. And I see him as I think Mohammed has said here before. I see him as somebody who can achieve that Lampard status or even go further, because he's very young. He's very young, and he's sending out numbers. If he adds more goals, he scores more goals, and he adds that more to his gameplay. I think this guy will be scoring like 15 goals like a season for us. It's just fantastic. He's a very, very good player.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Amar. I think I look back at the start of the season, and specifically on social media, I'm going to call out a few guys who I remember kept tweeting about Mason Mount and how he's going to be so influential this season and how important he is. David Branch, I remember, kept tweeting about it, kept talking about Mason Mount. Maria, she's come on the podcast a few times. She said that Kamal, and basically everyone who's come on the podcast so far, and we've all kind of sat around and we said, this guy he's got the potential to be better than Lampard. No disrespect to him, of course, to Lampard, but I guess he's just the way I think if you've listened to the byline with Alex Goldberg, you see his dad talk about the mentality that this guy has and how he didn't want to leave Chelsea. He's like, you know what, I'm going to make my future here. Where 5 years back, we never even heard of the academy or any players come through the academy. It was always buy players, use them, sell them, buy players, and then suddenly Lampard comes in, he uses the academy, he uses players who are inexperienced, and he kind of takes them to top four, and this is just incredible to see. And Mason Mount, I think, in my opinion, is going to be very important for Chelsea in the coming years, and one of the probably prime players for Chelsea.
The point you just made is kind of like the reason why I'm so happy that we're in the Champions League final, because we have about 5 academy graduates in this squad. We have Billy Gilmore, we have Mount, we have Reece James, we have
Tammy,
Hudson-Odoi, and Tammy. Like, all of them going to the Champions League final, and this is unheard of. Like, imagine if they win, like the impact it will have on the people who are on the players that are in the academy right now. Like, you see, the thing was, if you listen to Tammy and Mount and all those people, like their interviews, you can see that when they were in the academy, because they were not seeing, a lot of them were not seeing other players who have come up from the academy in their squads. A lot of them didn't really have hope that they will one day play for Chelsea. But now we have 5 players in the team going to the final, and out of the 5, at least 2 or 3 will start, and that's just fantastic. And the impact it will have on them, and then like into other teams as well. Because remember when we started using academy players, other teams also started adding more academy players to their roster. So I think it's just fantastic to see all the academy boys in the and it's so I think all of them their parents will all their parents would definitely be proud of them seeing them in the Champions League final, especially Mason Mount's dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't Christensen from the academy?
Yeah, Christensen's one of them, but I think he was
He was signed on. I think he's like Gilmore because he was signed on from a different academy into Chelsea's academy, but he also started from the academy, so yeah, he's also part.
Yeah, I think he graduated a bit earlier than Mount, and the group that we have right now, the 5 players that you kind of mentioned, those were like one after another or at the same time, and then Christensen was a bit earlier. Zuma, I can't exactly remember.
Yeah, I think he also had a little stint in there. Right when he came, I think Zuma when he came, he was very young. So he played with the academy players for some time, but he was still like a first team player. So I mean, it's just a shame. It's just a shame that Fikayo Tomori isn't part of this squad. Like,
hopefully next season he will be. Next season, hopefully he will be. We get him back.
We can get to the final again.
The song is literally ruined. Tomori at the back, Tammy in attack, Chelsea gonna win the championship. It's literally ruined. Like we were so close, this close to making it happen, but then we decided to give Tomori away like in the middle of the season. So that's just like very upsetting.
I mean, I think most Chelsea fans do hope that he comes back, and hopefully he does. Tuchel hopefully does kind of convince him and be like, you know what, I'm going to give you a starting position, which is going to be hard. But I think we're going to have to slowly sideline Silva and Aspie, and then bring in Tomori and Christensen into that back 3 with Zuma as well as backup. So yeah, I think that's most of what we can discuss for the Man City game, as well as what Chelsea's situation right now. Thank you as always, Amart and Danny, who's a new part of our member. If you don't know, we have a second channel, so he's going to be doing previews on there. And if you haven't seen the Real Madrid one, I think the passion that I saw from him the first 5-10 minutes where you were just sat there and you were just talking about Chelsea is just incredible. So yeah, make sure to check that out, guys. We'll leave it in the description. As always, add this to your playlist, add it to your subscription list, as well as make sure to leave a like rating if you're on the video side of things. It does take a lot of hard work to kind of create kind of content like this. And if you're not following all of our social media pages, where we've recently started doing Wallpaper Wednesdays, as well as other edits that will be going live every other day or every day whenever possible, as long as our graphic designers team is working really hard, along with the website that we've got. Make sure to check it out, read the articles. The writers are switching it up a little bit with the way they write things now, so you might be into that as well. So thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time, and that's it from us tonight.